Hello guys, you are warmly welcome back to the channel. My name is Rosekeldy and this is the Rosekeldy skincare platform. I have my son here, so you'll be hearing his voice. He's in his bicycle, so he'll be playing, so please bear with us. So today I want to share some thoughts with you concerning my previous video about labels. I've gotten a lot of requests that I should show you guys or teach you guys how I make my labels. So that's what we are going to be doing today. But before we get into that, let's take this short commercial break and I will be right back. You are welcome back from that short commercial break. As I've said, today I am going to show you how I make my labels for my product. But before then, I always say or ask, why should I get labels for my product? First and foremost, labels are very important for your product, so that when somebody picks up your product, the person doesn't need to call you, but just like looking on this labeled product, he knows the company's name, he knows the ingredient in there, how to use it, your contacts, your social medias, everything is here. And it also makes this, professional. Just imagine putting without this on the shelf is not going to look attractive, but having this is just making your product professional and attractive. So it is very important to have labels on your product. As I said, you are going to have your ingredients, your directions, the company's name or the company's logo, the information that when somebody wants to get in touch with you about the product, and also the address is all here, which makes it easy for the consumer and you, the producer. So we are going to start creating our labels. One thing that I also want you to look at is when you want to create your labels, I use Canva. So before you get to Canva, there are certain things you have to make ready before you get to Canva. And one of these things is you have to make sure that you have a logo. If you don't have a company's logo, you should have a company's name. 2, you should have the company's color, especially if you don't want to just go for white and black like this. I have a color, a company's color. If you can see this, it's a kind of purple and yellow. So at least I have a company's color. You must also have the measurement of your label. As if you compare these two, there are two different measurements. Okay, so if you want to I am going to make a label for these, I have to make sure that I have the vertical measurement and the horizontal measurement before I even get to Canva, so it makes the works easy for me. Before we get to Canva, let me also make this point before we get to Canva. I need to show you how you can take measurements. I have different bottles here. I have this here. I also have my soap here. How I make these labels, we are going to see these. Yes, you can see these. As you can see, it's different, and then you can see the ingredient is at the back. It's different from these, you can see. So we're going to do that, but before we do that, you need a tape measure. This is my tape measure. So when you are going to take your measurement, let's say for example I want to make this size of my labels. What I will do is I need to measure. You don't have to measure all the way up. You have to leave some space, maybe 1 inch or 2 in between this very end, and then you can just measure from these. And also on the bottom, you also have to leave some space, and again maybe 1 inch or 2 at the bottom before you make your measurement. So you're going to take your vertical measurement. So from this place I have 5 centimeters, and then I'm going to take my horizontal, which I can prefer 8 or 9 centimeters. Some people would like to have the hole out, but I am not going to do the hole out. Normally when I want to make the hole out, I prefer having one at the back and one in front or on top of this container. So as I said, as you have taken your measurement, you know your measurement when you get to Canva. So if I am making this as well, I am going to measure from the top, which is the vertical. As I said, I have left some space in between this place, and then I'm going to measure the vertical, and then I'm also going to measure the horizontal. If you look at the tape measure I'm using is in centimeters, but then when you get to the website, they have it in millimeter or inches. So what you do is, if you have this type, in the country that I am, this is the only tape measure that I found that I have been using. So what I normally do is, after taking the measurement in the centimeters, I now go to Google and convert it into inches or millimeter, so that it makes my job easy for me when I get to the how do you call it, the website where I buy my label sheet. So that's it. I think I have some things written here. Yes, so after we've taken the measurement, when you are going to buy your label sheet, I hope this is going to be clear, because the label sheet, they have it in different prices. They have some affordable prices, and then they have the expensive one as well. When I was starting, because I've watched videos on labels, I've decided to go out, take the expensive one. But then when I bought the expensive one, something happened to this one, especially because I started with a soap. So if you can see, the soap is the glossy, how do you call it, glossy label. And what happened is, at the time I had an inkjet machine printer. So when I printed this out, when you touch it, it all was just rubbing off. It was just rubbing off. And then I went back to read and to watch videos, and I've realized that the inkjet printer doesn't go well with these printers or these labels. So I have to go and purchase a lesser machine. Guys, you have to invest in your stuff, especially if you are starting and want to do this all at home. So I had to buy a lesser machine, and when I bought that and I printed it, even when I use these containers in my shower, they never go off. They are always there. They never rub off. So yes, one tip that I will also say is, get a lesser printer, and that will be perfect for you. They have different types of labels. They have the glossy one. This is the glossy one. They have the white, plain white, and then they have the plain white with glossy. They also have a clear one. I have all those. Maybe if you can look at this one is a kind of it's not glossy, but it doesn't rub off as well. This is also different. I have different types of them. Maybe if I have time, if the video is not long, I can share those with you, but I'm just giving you those informations so that when you are going to buy your labels, you can put all these into consideration concerning the printer, the price, and the type that you are going for. As I said, there are different types. So let's go to Canva to create our labels. So guys, now we have the Canva we have the Canva app right now. With the Canva, you can get a free version or a paid one, but right now I have the paid version. But that should not scare you. That should not be your problem. Even at the time when I started, I didn't have the pay version. I later on, started paying for it, which I think it's amazing. This platform or this app is very good for any small business owner. It's going to help you with your graphics and every other thing that that you have to write or type or print out, which I think that is a very good place to start with. So if you do not have the paid version, do not be worried. So even with the free version, you can do absolutely everything. So when you log into your Canva, as you can see here, I have here, they have all that you want to do: social media, presentation, they have whiteboard and what have you. But we want to do labels, or we want to make labels. So we can just quickly come here and type labels, which I'm going to type cosmetics labels. So after typing these, I'm going to have a whole lot of options. One great thing about Canva is they have made everything easy for you. They're already templates that you can just take and change your color, or even sometimes you don't change anything, maybe your name and your product and your information, and you can just leave the color like that. And also they have a blank. So let's say you can see that they have a lot of templates here that you can just choose and you are good to go. Not very difficult. So in this case, maybe let's say I want to make something like, I don't even know what to choose now. Okay, let me just choose something simple so we can all go together and make. As you can see, right, this is a lot. There's no way you can say that you've not found your how will I call it? See, this here is everything. You don't need to do much work. Another thing here, you just put your rest of the things and then you are good to go. But I just want us to take one simple one so we don't have to use much time. I think we'll go for this. This is free version. This is not paid version. So if you're not even paid, you can take, let's take something like this. So now when you come to this, you can see that the system is asking you to customize your template. Remember, we had some measurements that we have made, so we have to use those measurements in this place. So if I click on this, it's going to give me this working area. So this is my working area, and so what I have to do is I just have to come here where it says resize. So I'm just going to click there. Remember, in my measurements I used centimeters, so I'm going to bring my centimeters here. And then if I want to do front and back, which I normally do, so I'm going to do this. And then centimeters, we had the height, which was the vertical, I think it was 5. So we're just going to put in 5 centimeters there. And then here we had 9, so we're just going to put in 9. And then the same thing we're going to do down here. We're going to do it 5 here. So now we're going to copy this. So we are going to continue our design. So here comes, this is the size. So at the end of the day, this is the size I'm going to be working with. But because I have my business color, so if you don't have a business color, you can just go like this. All you have to do is to put your logo here, or the name of your company here, the product name, here is the size, and here is the cent. Then you are good to go, so that you can just create the next page, and you can make your directions and your ingredient on the other side. So let's say for example I'm just going to delete this, then I'm going to put, let me just go back, let me just leave it there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add my logo to this place so that we can go on. Let me go and pick up my logo. So now if I want to pick up my logo, I have to go to the upload, sorry. This is where my logo is, or this is where my uploaded stuff are. So I'm just going to look for that and I'll be right back. So these are my logos. So I'm going to just take these, and then you just have to resize this. That is the logo. I'm just going to resize it, and I'm going to just take these out. Then I'm going to now click on my logo and I'm going to place it, you see. So that's it. I'm going to place it there, but because of the color that we have here, it's making my work a bit, complicated. So what I want to do is I want to change these, maybe make it a white background so that my work can be seen. So let's see, I can just go here, take the white. So now you can see my logo, and now I can just leave here. Let's say here it's we can write hair growth oil. Mine is miracle hair growth oil. And again, I can just resize this to my taste, and I will be good to go. And I can just, here you can just do what works for you. If you are not good, just try. You see, just try whatever you can do. I want to see what is there so we can just fit in. So this one is like 100% natural, so I can just maybe I can just put the expiring, how do we call it, the expiring box there, how long the product can actually sustain. And this is the weight. So here what I'm going to do is let's do 50 grams, and then I'm just going to put another let me just go and find that and I'll be right back. So I'm going to take one of these, and then I'm just going to resize it again. Guys, when I was starting this, sorry, I have to just do this. I'm coming. When I started, I had a lot of problems, but today, see, I'm the one teaching here. That's amazing. So right now, maybe this a little big, I can just minimize it. You do it to your taste, what you think it's it's appropriate for you. I'm just trying, and this maybe I can just increase the size of this a bit. Here you can just increase your size a little bold. Yes, I think that's fine for me. That's fine. But then maybe I can just add a color. The background color is, I have a yellow background color. So because I put on my logo, it's going to automatically give me all my brand color. You see what I'm talking about? Or let me try this. So you can just play with the colors and see. I think this is much better. So that's it. You don't have to, it's not that difficult, but as I said, as time goes on, as you are doing this, and as time goes on, you'll be mastering it. And the more you practice, the more you become master of it, which is everything to be perfect. So now, because I have the other side, which is the ingredient, I'm just going to get another page. So on this page, I'm just going to introduce a text box like this, or I can just take this, but I always prefer this. So with this, I can just write ingredient. Then I'm just going to place it. somewhere here or in the middle like that, and then I'm just going to add another box where I will start to put in my ingredient that I have. So let's just do something quick here. So let's just say, that's my ingredient. So what I'll do is I'm just going to lift it a little bit under it, and then maybe, or I can just put this ingredient on the side. The ingredient is not spelled well. Let's see. Ingredients. Yeah. So now I have my ingredients. So what I'm going to do again is just take the box and do the directions, and then maybe bring it a little down, and then again I'm going to take my box and then I'm going to make sure that it's under these, and then I'm going to type in again. So now that's it. I have my back. So now maybe I can just now add my address here. Address here, and then maybe adjust it to the side. I'm just giving a rough sketch, and then also maybe my social media here, and I'm good to go. We have our how do we call it? We have our labels ready. The front, and the back. So that's it. So I'll just have to come here to share. So when you share, it'll give you options to what to use. We want to download. So we're going to come here. It's suggesting these, but you can also choose which one works for you. Maybe these, or you take what the system has suggested for you, and when you download, you have your. So yes, that's it. We have finished with our logos, and I hope this will be helpful to you to do or to make your own labels. As I said, it's just going to be a form of practice. When you practice, the more you practice, the more perfect or better you become. I keep changing my labels all the time, so I hope this helps you. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.